In the late 1930s, a magnificent structure started to take shape in the state of Washington. This was no ordinary project. It was the ambitious Tacoma Narrows Bridge. The initial planning and construction stirred a wave of excitement throughout the community. It was more than a means to cross the water. It was a symbol of progress, a testament to the power of modern engineering. The design was daring, innovative. Engineers and architects came together, employing cutting-edge techniques of the time to bring this colossal vision to life. Steel and concrete morphed into an awe-inspiring suspension bridge that spanned the Tacoma Narrows Strait, connecting the city of Tacoma with the Kitsap Peninsula. The Tacoma Narrows Bridge, when completed in 1940, was the third longest suspension bridge in the world. It was not just a bridge, it was a marvel of human ingenuity, a testament to the limitless potential of human ambition and innovation. Almost immediately after its opening, the Tacoma Narrows Bridge began to exhibit strange behaviors. The bridge, a towering marvel of engineering, started to sway eerily whenever the wind picked up. This peculiar dance, a rhythmic undulation, was something the world had never seen before in a suspension bridge. For those who witnessed it, the sight was nothing short of mesmerizing. The bridge, with its mile-long span, would rise and fall, twist and turn as though it were alive. Its movements were so pronounced that it earned a playful moniker, Galloping Gertie. But this was no ordinary gallop, it was more a waltz with the wind, a dance that would, over time, become Gertie's signature move. The bridge's movements were so unusual, so captivating, that people flocked from near and far to witness the spectacle. Cars would park along the bridge, their occupants stepping out to feel the bridge sway beneath their feet. It was an attraction, a curiosity, a harmless quirk, or so it appeared, yet there was a growing unease among some engineers and scientists. The bridge's movements, while entertaining to the public, were a cause for concern. The constant flexing and twisting could cause fatigue in the steel, weakening its structure over time. In the world of engineering, where safety and stability are paramount, unpredictability is a cause for alarm. And the Tacoma Narrows Bridge was anything but predictable. Its behavior was not just unusual, it was unprecedented. It defied understanding, challenged assumptions, and called into question the very principles of bridge design. And so, while the public continued to marvel at the dancing bridge, a few discerning eyes watched with growing concern. They saw not just a spectacle, but a warning that something was terribly amiss. Yet, beneath the surface, these oscillations were a sign of a much more severe problem. A problem that would soon reveal itself in a catastrophic and unforgettable way, forever changing the world of engineering. The Tacoma Narrows Bridge's dance was not a quirky feature, but a glaring flaw. This was a dance choreographed by a miscalculation in engineering design, a misstep that turned this marvel of modern engineering into a spectacle of failure. The bridge's design was groundbreaking for its time. It was slim, sleek, and flexible, a testament to human ingenuity. But this is where the problem lay. The bridge's light and flexible structure, while visually appealing, made it susceptible to wind-induced vibrations. A stiff breeze was all it took to set the bridge oscillating, and this oscillation was not a random, chaotic motion. No, it was a phenomenon known as aerodynamic flutter. Aerodynamic flutter is a self-exciting oscillation where the motion of the structure, in this case the bridge, interacts with the fluid flow, in this case the wind, causing the structure to vibrate. This vibration can be harmless if the frequency of the wind doesn't match the natural frequency of the structure. But if they align, if they find a common rhythm, the effect is amplified. This is known as resonance. The engineers of the Tacoma Narrows Bridge had overlooked one crucial factor, the aerodynamics. The bridge was designed to withstand static forces like the weight of cars or the pressure of a steady wind. But what they hadn't accounted for was the dynamic forces, the oscillating wind pressures that could lead to aeroelastic flutter. The bridge's slim and flexible design, coupled with the lack of aerodynamic considerations, made it a perfect candidate for this catastrophic phenomenon. The bridge started to flutter, the flutter turned into a gallop, and the gallop became the dance of the Tacoma Narrows Bridge. It was an engineering miscalculation that turned the Tacoma Narrows Bridge from a symbol of human achievement into a textbook example of structural failure. The bridge was not dancing, it was shaking in the face of an impending disaster. It was a failure waiting to happen, a ticking time bomb in the face of nature's forces. On November 7th, 1940, the inevitable happened. The Tacoma Narrows Bridge, affectionately known as Galloping Gertie, met her untimely demise. A windy day with gusts reaching 40 miles per hour set the stage for the catastrophic event. The bridge, which had shown signs of unusual vertical movement since its opening, began to sway dramatically under the influence of these winds. The oscillations, playful at first, grew alarmingly. Gertie was no longer galloping, she was thrashing. The concrete and steel monstrosity, once a symbol of human progress, was now being tossed around like a toy by the invisible hand of the wind. The bridge's graceful suspension cables twisted and turned in a grotesque dance of destruction, as if trying to free themselves from the burden of holding the bridge. Onlookers watched in stunned silence as the unimaginable unfolded before their eyes. The bridge, which had been a source of pride and awe, was now a horrifying spectacle of failure. Amid the chaos, a car was stranded on the bridge, its terrified occupant, a dog, unable to escape the unfolding disaster. Then, in a final act of defiance, the Tacoma Narrows Bridge collapsed. The concrete roadway ripped apart, steel cables snapped like overwound guitar strings, and the towering pillars shuddered under the violent release of energy. With a roar that echoed across the water, the third longest suspension bridge in the world disappeared into the depths of the Tacoma Narrows. In the aftermath, a grim silence hung over the scene. The bridge was gone, swallowed by the waters below. Miraculously, there were no human casualties. The only life lost was that of the dog, trapped in the car on the bridge. The collapse of the Tacoma Narrows Bridge sent shockwaves through the engineering world. The event served as a stark reminder of the power of nature and the limitations of human design. In just a matter of months, the third longest suspension bridge in the world had turned into a pile of twisted metal. The spectacular failure of the Tacoma Narrows Bridge served as a stark reminder of the limits of human knowledge. In the aftermath of the collapse, the engineering community was left grappling with the reality of their miscalculations. As the dust settled, it became clear that the Tacoma Narrows Bridge was not just a catastrophic failure, but a profound learning opportunity. This collapse underscored the importance of understanding natural forces and their potential impact on man-made structures. It highlighted that engineering is not just about building structures that can withstand the forces of nature, but also about respecting those forces. The lessons learned from the Tacoma Narrows Bridge reshaped the field of engineering. The collapse led to a re-evaluation of the assumptions used in bridge design. It challenged engineers to think more about aerodynamics and the role of wind in the stability of suspension bridges. In response to this, a new field of study known as wind engineering emerged. This discipline focuses on analyzing wind effects on structures and incorporating these considerations into design. The new understanding of wind-induced vibrations helped engineers design bridges that are more aerodynamically stable. Modern bridges stand as a testament to these lessons learned. Today, engineers use sophisticated wind tunnel testing and computer simulations to understand how wind interacts with a bridge. These tools allow them to predict and mitigate potential issues before they become catastrophic. The Tacoma Narrows Bridge also taught us a valuable lesson about the role of engineering in society. It reminds us that engineering is not just about creating structures, but about ensuring the safety and well-being of the people who use them. Today, the site where the Tacoma Narrows Bridge once stood is home to a new bridge. This new structure, built with the lessons from its predecessor in mind, stands as a symbol of human resilience and the progress of engineering. The Tacoma Narrows Bridge, in its failure, became a cornerstone of engineering studies, a testament to the importance of understanding and respecting the forces of nature.